If you're on the internet doing some research trying to figure out what is the best mattress for your money, you've landed in the right place. Hello, my name is Lee Carter and I'm president of Sleep Essentials. Sleep Essentials is a company I started in 2002 as a retail mattress chain. I got it off the ground basically in 2004, and over the last 15 years I've learned a great deal about mattresses, and I want to share everything I've learned with you. Now this video is going to take probably at least an hour, so get yourself a cup of coffee, sit back and relax. You're going to learn a great deal here because you don't want to spend your hard-earned money on something that's going to be wasted, and more importantly, you don't want to spend your money on something that's going to destroy your health. Anyway, in videos I've done in the past, I've always started about talking about the mattresses themselves and how they're made and the marketing gimmicks and the sales gimmicks and the warranty gimmicks, and I build up to a crescendo talking about the fire retardant chemicals in mattresses. Well, I'm changing that. I'm going to talk about the chemicals up front because it's become very important to me to share this information with you because you know, it's one thing to spend $1,000 or $1,500 or $2,000 on a mattress and find out, you know, I got to spend that kind of money again because I've wasted my money on a bad mattress. It's a completely different thing if you find out that you spent your money on a mattress and it ruined your health. Now, what am I talking about? Well, when I got started in 2004, by 2007, the Consumer Product Safety Commission began requiring all mattresses sold in the United States to be essentially flame retardant. Now, that sounds like a good feature. They're trying to save us from mattress fires. That is false. Now, that's what they claim. But I'm going to share with you the reality of that subject. Now, I'm going to get to this in a minute. I started producing my own mattresses, had to make my mattresses flame retardant, and I had to do some research to figure out how to do that. And upon doing that research, I learned what this industry is all about with regards to the fire retardancy. Now, in order to make mattresses flame retardant, the manufacturers are using chemicals. And the chemicals are toxic. Now, the Consumer Product Safety Commission has a risk assessment that they produced before they issued this regulation on mattresses, and it lists the chemicals that are used in mattresses. I want to read this to you because it's revealing. The first chemical listed in this report, now let me show you what the report is. It says the quantitative assessment of the potential health effects from the use of fire retardant chemicals in mattresses. Okay? And they list the chemicals here. The first chemical listed is ammonium polyphosphate. Notice it says there's no available data on subchronic or chronic exposures, pharmacokinetics, carcinogenity, reproductive, developmental, or neurological effects. In other words, they have no clue how this is going to affect your health. But mattress companies are free to use that chemical. The next chemical listed here is antimony trioxide. Now, antimony is heavy metal, and it's more toxic than mercury. And I'm going to talk a great deal to you about antimony because I've had some experiences with other customers who've had it. But notice it says here, antimony trioxide would be considered toxic under the Federal Hazardous Substance Act. So they're admitting to you it's toxic. The next chemical is boric acid. Now, boric acid is probably the least toxic of the chemicals, but notice here it says boric acid meets the definition of toxic under the Federal Hazardous Substance Act. Commonly used as roach killer, by the way. The next chemical listed is Deca Broma Diphenyl Oxide. It's called Deca for short, but notice it says Deca Broma Diphenyl. It's a bromide. Very important. I'm going to show you several things on brominated chemicals, but notice it says here, Deca Broma Diphenyl Oxide meets the definition of toxic under the Federal Hazardous Substance Act by virtue of its chronic organ system toxicity. So it's chronically toxic to your organs. Now, to back that up a minute, there was an article put out by Dr. Mercola. Let me show you that real quick. Avoid this if you want to keep your thyroid healthy. Bromides are a common endocrine disruptor. In other words, it destroys your thyroid. That's the organ that it's referring to as being toxic to your organs. Next chemical listed here is melamine. You may remember 5-10 years ago there was pet food coming from China that was killing people's pets. It was melamine in the pet food. Notice it says here melamine is considered acutely toxic. Yeah, I'll say. The next chemical listed here is vinyl chloride. Notice it says vinyl chloride is considered toxic under the Federal Hazardous Substance Act as well. Now there's one chemical not listed here, and that's formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is a known carcinogen. It's not listed because I think most people know what formaldehyde is. By the way, there is a class action lawsuit against Tempur-Pedic for the formaldehyde in their mattresses. And as a matter of fact, when I first got started producing my own mattresses, I have a sign out in front of my store that says we have chemical-free mattresses, and a gentleman came in my store. And he said, I'm curious about your sign. He told me he bought a Tempur-Pedic mattress. When they delivered it and put it in his room, it had such toxic chemical smells, he couldn't even go in the room. And within 30 minutes, he started to have a reaction without sleeping in the mattress. Just the smell of the mattress, he started having a reaction to the chemicals. And he said to me, he goes, well, the chemicals I'm having, or the reaction he's having to the chemicals is the same reaction he gets when he's exposed to formaldehyde. He says, I've known for decades that I'm allergic to formaldehyde. And I said, well, Mr. Poole, at the time I didn't know, but I said to him, it's possible it's formaldehyde because it's a known fire-retardant chemical used in FEMA trailers. There were people down in New Orleans that were issued FEMA trailers after the hurricane. Those trailers were making people sick because of the formaldehyde. And he said, well, that's what's in that mattress. I know my symptoms. So Tempur-Pedic probably no longer uses formaldehyde, and I will talk about that again in a minute. But there is a class action lawsuit in Texas against Tempur-Pedic for the formaldehyde. Go to alanstewart.com for his website to learn more if you're concerned about that. Now, the chemicals that are in the mattresses, the next question we need to ask is, do the chemicals get out of the mattress and into you? Well, the Consumer Product Safety Commission does admit, through one of their charts, you'll notice here, it lists 3 of these chemicals that I just mentioned. Antimony, trioxide, boric acid, and Deca, Broma, Diphenyl oxide. The first thing says ADD, which stands for average daily dose from sweat dermal absorption, oral ingestion, inhalation, for a total 0.8 milligrams of heavy metal antimony, 0.08 milligrams of boric acid, which is roach killer, and 0.07 milligrams of brominated chemicals, which destroys your thyroid. So they admit to you that you do absorb these chemicals. Now they conclude at the end of the report, you do not absorb enough to make you sick. So they're saying that these regulations are good to prevent fires. There's not enough chemicals to make anyone sick. Now all that sounds real good. Problem is I've had way too many people testify to me that they think their mattress is making them sick. I want to give you a couple of examples. A woman from Illinois contacted me. Her name is Rachel. She left a voicemail. Listen to this voicemail real quick.
Hi, my name is Rachel, and I've been watching some of your videos. I have a permanent neurological and inhalant injury from exposure to high levels in my mattress, and I'm wanting to understand a little bit more about the industry. If you would be gracious enough to give me a call back and chat with me a little bit, that would be really great. 630, thank you so much.
Okay, well, I called Rachel back and we talked about her issue. She bought a big brand name, one of the biggest brand name mattresses made, one of the biggest companies in the country, and she began to have memory loss issues and fatigue issues. She went to doctor after doctor after doctor. Doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong. Sadly, her main doctor basically told her, maybe you need to see a psychiatrist or psychologist. They're basically telling her she's crazy. One of her girlfriends told her maybe you should get a hair analysis done. It's a real simple test. You get your hair tested. It'll tell you what kind of foreign substances is in your body. So she did that. The report came back with a high level of antimony, heavy metal. And so, of course, she didn't know what that was or what it could be. So she started doing a little research and found out that antimony is used as a fire-retardant chemical in mattresses. So she began to think that mattress that she bought may be making her sick. I mean, she was so bad off, she said that her children were standing in front of her and she couldn't remember their names. She knew something is definitely wrong with her health. So when she told me all this, I said, well, what did you do about it? She said she kept the mattress because she's thinking if the mattress made her that sick, she kept the evidence. She's going to sue the company for her health issues. Now, that has not gone anywhere. Typically, lawyers won't take that case unless there's, numerous people that are suffering from the exact same problem. It's a real uphill climb to sue, make a class action lawsuit against corporations. And besides, the corporation is forced to do this by the Consumer Product Safety Commission. But anyway, she said she had her mattress tested and it came back positive with antimony. And I said, Rachel, did you get a quantitative value? I mean, we need to know how much antimony's in it. She says, no, the test just was a screen to see if antimony was there. I said, send me a sample of your mattress. And she did. This is the sample that she sent me. And of course, being in the mattress industry, I know how mattresses are made flame retardant. They don't put it in the surface fabrics. They put it in this fire retardant sock that's just underneath the fabric surface material. It's not in the foam, it's not in the surface, it's in this little sock. So I sent this sock off and had it tested for antimony and got a quantitative value. I want to show you the results. This is the results we got back, and I want to show you this. Notice it says here, top layers of the mattress fire barrier. And of course, it wasn't the top layer, but the chemical lab that tested this doesn't understand that. But notice it says parts per million, 1,750 parts per million. Now that doesn't mean a whole lot. That tells us how much there is in there. Now, if you've done any research on the internet about mattresses, you will discover that there's lots of companies out there that are saying they have a Serta Pure certification on their mattresses to certify that their mattress is free of chemicals. Well, the Serta Pure certification only certifies the foam, this piece of foam. It does not certify the whole mattress. So it's sort of deceptive, which, by the way, we're going to talk a whole lot about the deceptions in the industry. This is just one piece. But anyway, I've got a copy of the Serta Pure certification requirements, and it lists in here antimony. Notice it says at the top, antimony 0.5 parts per million is the upper limit that they consider safe. So if your foam is that or less, they consider it pure. 0.5 parts per million versus 1,750 parts per million, which was in Rachel's mattress. It's no wonder she was sick. No wonder she has permanent neurological damage from her mattress. The Consumer Product Safety Commission did not require a limit on how much chemicals they use. They only require that it be flame retardant. So companies accidentally or something are overdosing the mattresses. Okay? Now, the Consumer Product Safety Commission claims that the flame retardant chemicals stay bound to and inside the mattress. I knew they claimed that, so I took the top material. Because I know the material is in, the chemicals are in Rachel, so I know it's in the in the cover material of the mattress. It's seeped out of the fire barrier fabric into the cover material. So I sent this off to get it tested. I want to show you their results. This is the results of the fire retardant antimony in the surface material of Rachel's mattress. Notice it says parts per million, 207. So she's still exposed to 400 times the level of antimony in the surface materials of her mattress than is considered safe. Now, the Consumer Product Safety Commission required mattresses to be flame retardant, but they did not require any limitations on how much chemicals are used. Also, they did not require mattress manufacturers to disclose what chemical they use. Like Mr. Poole that came in and bought the Tempur-Pedic mattress, had an allergic reaction to it like he's allergic to formaldehyde. He said to me, he goes, if I'd have known that mattress had formaldehyde in it, I wouldn't have bought it. There's no disclosure requirements. Now, the Consumer Product Safety Commission could have easily, each mattress has a law label on it, And they could have easily required mattress manufacturers to put on the law label what chemical they're using so the consumer knows. You know, I mean, the law label lists if it's made of latex or horsehair or polyurethane foam, cotton, wool. All those things have to be listed on the law label. Why not list the chemicals in the mattress? Because it's a well-kept secret. They do not want the public to know about the chemicals. Now, why did the Consumer Product Safety Commission do this? They did it to make the mattress industry and the chemical industry filthy rich at the expense of the consumer. And let me prove that. In doing my research, trying to figure out how to make my mattresses flame retardant, I found a couple articles that kind of opened my eyes to what may be going on. This article right here says, this is written in Furniture Today. It's a publication for the furniture industry. Anybody that works in the furniture industry usually has a subscription to the Furniture Today. This was written a month and a half before the new law went into effect. Now, the fire retardant regulation went into effect July 2007. This was written in May. It says, top 100 store chain W.S. Badcock said today it will close its bedding factory rather than make a major expansion that would be required to meet the new federal flammability regulations. Now, I began to suspect that maybe the purpose of this, because in the very beginning I learned that the International Sleep Products Association, which is a lobby group that represents large mattress manufacturers, they supported these new fire regulations. And I'm thinking, why would the industry support it? It's more expensive. It's going to be in chemicals in the beds. Why would they support this? Well, notice it says that this top 100 store chain, W.S. Badcock was a furniture chain. They had their own mattress manufacturing plant that made their own brand name mattresses. They closed it down and hired out the business to produce their mattresses. Notice it says Badcock said it will begin outsourcing all mattresses manufactured to International Bedding Corp, a top 10 bedding producers. So I began to think maybe the idea is to drive large mattress manufacturers to steal the business from the little manufacturers by putting them out of business. Maybe. Another article here, this is in newsreview.com, I think nails it for that theory of mine. The new fire standards will cost mattress manufacturers more than $100 million per year to implement, and it's the most expensive change the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission has ever made, according to a report by Consumer Affairs. The cost will be too much for some small companies to absorb, Lash said. Now, Lash is the owner of Square Deal Mattress Factory in Chico, California. He's confident of his own factory's survival, but he's concerned the codes will be the death of other small companies. I think that's what it's designed to do. There are currently 600 mattress manufacturers in the United States, and the new safety codes could eliminate a third of them. So, no wonder the lobby group for large mattress manufacturers, they pay for, under the table, the Consumer Product Safety Commission to pass these regulations to put chemicals in mattresses, causes manufacturers to go out of, small manufacturers go out of business, large manufacturers make more money. It eliminates competition. So I began to think, I think there's something to that. I mean, the Consumer Product Safety Commission, it's clear, is not looking out for the consumer. Who are they looking out for? Now, I've done videos on this, and they're on my website, and they're on YouTube, and I got a phone call from a a chemical manufacturer, a man that produces boric acid, and he was trying to convince me boric acid is completely safe. You don't have anything to worry about boric acid, and I was expecting to say that. Maybe he didn't like my video telling that boric acid was toxic. I'm merely reading what the Consumer Product Safety Commission's report says. But I talked to him close to an hour, and in the conversation I learned something. Another light went off in my head. He said he was a member of the International Sleep Products Association. The chemical industry stands to make a ton of money off of these new regulations, with chemicals being required to be put into all the mattresses. Is it possible that the chemical industry's in on this too? The Consumer Product Safety Commission's called the Consumer Product Safety Commission, but do they really represent consumers, or do they represent whoever's paying them under the table? you got to kind of understand the Consumer Product Safety Commission is a non-elected body. And so they don't represent consumers. You didn't elect them. You don't fire them. They don't work for you. They work for whoever's paying them under the table. Yeah, they have jobs to determine what's good for consumers. But, you know, what if somebody comes along and says, you know, this is good for consumers. By the way, I got this nice vacation for you. I mean, this is how things work in this country, sad to say. So anyway, you know, I've got a list, by the way. I've got a list of people that have reported to me, testimonials they've written to me of getting sick of their mattresses. This woman writes, my tongue hurts, it's kind of itchy, sort of tingly, definitely not right. It's not just my tongue that hurts, my lips feel prickly and swollen, and the back of my throat has blisters on it. My mouth problems began about 4 months ago when my husband and I treated ourselves to one of those super cushy mattress toppers. Another woman writes, as discussed on the telephone this morning, I am searching for what may be causing me to feel so ill after purchasing 2 different mattresses at Mattress Firm. This woman writes, my children had an immediate skin reaction in a furniture store while we were looking at mattresses standing next to and not touching small layers coarse sample showing what a Tempur-Pedic mattress is made of. This is just a little sample that's in the store. Another woman writes, I purchased a mattress from a major bedding manufacturer 2 months ago in the fall of 2008. It was a wonderfully comfortable plush top. I love the comfort of it. However, the first night I was so sick from the off-gassing that I woke up in the middle of the night horribly nauseated. 6 weeks later, I woke up in the night to find my feet burning and itching. Let's see. In late summer, I purchased, this is another lady writing, in late summer I purchased a super cushy plush mattress, super comfortable, but within a few days I noticed I felt rashy. The rashes became progressively worse until my skin was red all over. So anyway, I've got a list of testimonials, and this is just a few. I want to show you one more thing, and this one is the most alarming of all. A woman contacted me about 2 years ago, said she bought a big brand name, huge brand name, memory foam mattress. And her daughter got sick from it. She started into puberty at age 7. Puberty at age 7. Her doctor says it must be something environmental. You're going to have to do some research, figure out what's causing what she's exposed to causing this. It's environmental. She began to realize maybe it's that new mattress we bought her. So they bought her an organic, something different. And fortunately, the puberty reversed itself and she started to have a normal puberty at the age of 14. But she did a little research trying to figure out what could have been in that mattress. And she sent me a copy of an article written by the National Institutes of Health. Now remember, when I talked about the chemicals listed by the Consumer Product Safety Commission, one of the chemicals affects your thyroids. It's a brominated chemical. Well, this says 3D images show flame retardants can mimic estrogens in NIH study. By determining the three-dimensional structure of proteins at the atomic level, researchers at the National Institutes of Health have discovered how some commonly used flame retardants called brominated flame retardants can mimic estrogen hormones and possibly disrupt the body's endocrine system. Guess what? That's probably what was in her mattress. And the reason I'm telling you all this is because the overwhelming majority of mattresses that are sold in this country is got chemicals in it. You're going to run into a few mattress manufacturers. We have no chemicals. We use wool. Wool burns. I've read some good articles saying that the wool will meet the flame standard. I've read some articles, like for example, Richard Lash here, in this article, when they were interviewing him, Square Deal made an effort to find the fire barrier made from natural materials. That turned out to be a layer of batting made of wool, which is inherently flame resistant, not flame retardant, and a blend of other natural fibers that goes just underneath the mattress cover, which those natural fibers would be silica, which is a known respiratory irritant. Yes, it is natural. Yes, it is not chemical, but it's still a respiratory irritant. The only potentially dangerous chemical in square deal's fire barrier is boric acid. They're admitting to you they're using boric acid. I don't think there is such a thing as a pure wool and nothing else in it that meets the flame standard. There's company out there that claim it. I can't prove it either way. Don't trust them. I think here's evidence. But anyway, I want you to know that because the industry is deceptive. The Consumer Product Safety Commission lies about this, says there's not enough chemicals absorbed to make you sick, but they didn't disclose what chemicals are required, or they didn't require manufacturers to disclose what chemicals they're using. There's no labeling requirements, so you don't know what you're getting. So the reason I'm telling you all this, I will get to in a minute, because what I produce is chemical free. But now I want to move on to the mattress manufacturers' gimmicks. The sales gimmicks, the warranty gimmicks, the junk materials that do not last. Now, when I first got started in the business, I think I've already mentioned, I had the largest selection of memory foam, 13 years ago. Because I thought memory foam was the grandest thing ever invented. I was looking for a mattress that supports well. And when memory foam is new, it supports really well. I mean, the key to good support is sleeping flat, and the memory foam molds to the contours of your body. Great sleep surface. Problem is, memory foam doesn't last, and I had to learn it the hard way. You know, I was selling mattresses, and within 2 years, people were calling up and complaining about the huge body impressions in the mattress, or the mattress getting softer. So I started to learn what lasts and what not lasts. Now, we've all heard of Tempur-Pedic. Tempur-Pedic is probably the highest grade, highest quality memory foam mattress made. I don't think there's anybody that beats it. But Tempur-Pedic mattresses are 100% polyurethane foam. Polyurethane foam is plastic, and plastic softens substantially with use. So you get that mattress and it feels good, it supports well, sleeps nice and flat. Over time, as that foam softens, you're going to sink into a hammock. Most of your weight being in the center, it's going to soften mostly there, and you're going to be sleeping in a bowl. Now, to prove that it softens, I've got a copy of Tempur-Pedic's warranty. Notice it says Swedish Sleep System warranty, 20-year limited warranty. They've since reduced it to a 10-year warranty. But notice it says here, it is understood. Now, you got to understand, most people do not read the fine print of a warranty. Okay, but pay attention to this. It is understood that this limited warranty does not include a normal increase in softness of the Tempur pressure material. So the highest grade, highest quality, highest density memory foam mattress made, which is still 100% plastic, will soften with use. Now, if it takes 10 or 20 years to soften, that wouldn't be so bad. Well, there used to be a website called ePinions. And on this website, people writing about the opinions of the products they buy. This woman writes, Tempur-Pedic did not last, not worth the money. For the first 4 years that I owned the mattress, I loved it. I'm now 6 months into the 5th year and I'm very disappointed. Now, she doesn't get specific as to what's wrong. She just says 4.5 years, something's changed. She's disappointed in it. The next woman writes, is more explicit. It says, I was a die-hard Tempur-Pedic fan with the emphasis on was. Count the bed lasting for about 4 years only. My husband and I are both thin, and his side started softening, there's the key word, after 4 years. It's now 4.5 years later, and while my side's not as soft as his, it's catching up quickly, and we both wake up with backaches. As it's softened, it's lost its support. They're not sleeping flat anymore, they're sleeping in a hammock effect. This is the characteristic of all plastic foam, period. Now, the higher the grade the foam, the longer the life. If you get a low-grade, lightweight, low-density foam, it's going to soften even quicker. Now, when I first got started, I didn't sell Tempur-Pedic. I sold Dormia. Dormia no longer exists. This is a Dormia demo unit, by the way, that showed how the mattress is made, and it's pretty old looking. I've had it a long time. This is your memory foam, your slow recovery foam. This is your base foam. Just quick recovery. All of this is polyurethane. I'm telling you this because I don't want you to think I'm picking on Tempur-Pedic. I'm simply teaching you about polyurethane. Now, I've got a copy of Dormia's warranty. 25-year warranty. Notice it says, It is understood that this does not include a normal increase in softness in the foam. They're admitting to you it softens as well. Also, it says here, pay attention, it does not include any deterioration of the foam with an indentation of less than 1.9 of an inch. So in other words, you have to have a 2-inch permanent dip in the mattress before it's covered under warranty. The two things that are going to go wrong with the mattress are not even covered in the fine print of the warranty. Mattress manufacturers know consumers don't read the fine print of the warranty. And even if you did, you probably wouldn't understand the legalese and in the way it's written, what it really means. And that's why I'm doing this video, to teach you. Stay away from plastic foam. You'll throw it away in a few years. Now, I sold one of these mattresses. Now, you got to understand, the more someone weighs, the quicker you'll soften it. So a Tempur-Pedic, if you bought a Tempur-Pedic and you weigh 120 pounds, you probably could use it easily 10 years. No problem. Maybe even longer. I sold one of those Dormia mattresses to a man that probably weighed 350 pounds. He wore it out in 1 year. He called me up. He actually came by my store, and he said, you know, he slept in a king size by himself, and he slept on one side. He goes, the place where I sleep has gotten really soft, but if I roll over to the middle of the other side, it's just like it was when it was new. I ended up having to replace his mattress because it was worn out in a year. Fortunately, you know, technically it's not covered under warranty. I took care of the guy because I felt bad for the fact that I sold him something, and I didn't know it wasn't any good. At the time, I thought it was good stuff. It was these experiences that taught me that this stuff doesn't last. Notice it says 1.9 of an inch. The industry average is 1.5 inches. Deep dip in the mattress before it's covered under warranty. Well, if it gets half that deep, you're going to be aggravated. The mattress doesn't feel very good. And by the way, the dip is not the problem. It's the softening of the foam. You'll see the dip. But if the foam gets softer, it's not supporting you. So you'll dislike the lack of a support out of the mattress long before it gets 1.5 inch deep dip, okay? Because the foam does come back to its original shape for the most part, but it's gotten a lot softer. And I was selling this stuff to people, and they were complaining within 1 to 2 years. 3 years, people complain it's got a huge dip in it. As a matter of fact, about 6 months after I started the business, I sold a big, thick pillow top to some friends of mine. And within 6 months, it had huge dips in it. And, of course, I was new to it. I called my mattress manufacturer's rep. It was with the 4th largest manufacturer in the United States. And the rep, I called him up. I said, look, I got a problem. My customer says it's got a body impression. He says, well, it's got to be deeper 1.5 inches. I'll go inspect it, and, you know, we'll take care of it. He took care of it. I think he took care of it even though it was only about 1 inch deep. But they were complaining because they're sleeping in a huge dip. Now he calls me up or comes by and says, look, you got to explain to these people that these body impressions are normal. And you know, I said, Danny, it may be normal, but my customers don't like it. And so he sent me an article that it's by the Better Sleep Council, and I'm supposed to give this to people to explain to them, look, don't call me because it's got dips in it, that stuff's normal. Well, it's not normal. Mattresses used to last decades. Today, they only last a couple years. You know, Tempur-Pedic revolutionized the mattress industry with their memory foam mattresses. That was the newest, greatest thing. Today, the newest revolution is the online-only mattress company. The internet is covered up with these companies. You almost can't go to a mattress website without you getting inundated with ads for mattresses. And there's hundreds of these companies. Now, very similar to Tempur-Pedic, but not nearly as good as Tempur-Pedic, it's all polyurethane foam. Every one of these companies is producing polyurethane foam mattresses. Now, there are a few exceptions. There are some hybrids, which is a pocket coil spring with memory foam. There is some polyurethane base foam with a little bit of latex on top of it. But the main ingredient in all of these mattresses is plastic foam. Now I'm going to read to you, I'm going to show you the law labels on some of these mattresses, and then I'm going to read to you their warranties. And this is in no particular order, and I'm not picking on any one of these particular companies. I just selected a bunch of them. I could do this for an hour. There's hundreds of these, but if I go through a couple dozen here, you'll get the point. Alright, now I have a list of nectars. I don't have a nectar law label, but I have a nectar list of what's in a nectar mattress. Nectar's foam layers include a lush 1-inch 4-pound semi-open fast recovery gel memory foam, that's polyurethane, 3 inches 3.5 pound memory foam with medical grade cooling and recovery levels, and finally a 2.2 pound high density base foam. All of this is polyurethane, okay? Plastic mattresses. They're selling you plastic mattresses. Notice the warranty of Nectar. This mattress warranty does not cover a normal increase in softness of the foam pressure relieving material, which does not affect the pressure relieving qualities of the mattress. Now let me make something perfectly clear. It does not affect the pressure relieving qualities. You know, the fact that it softens. But it does affect the support qualities. If it softens, you're going to sag down in it, and it's not going to support your spine anymore. And people are going to complain. If Tempur-Pedic wears out in 4.5 years, and it's a very high grade memory foam, what do you think is going to happen to these things that they're capable of compressing and putting in a box and shipping to you UPS or FedEx, and it's lightweight enough that it will ship UPS and FedEx at a very low expense? It has to be super duper lightweight foam. 4-pound, 2-pound foam is low grade lightweight stuff. And they admit to you it softens. Here's the law label off of a Casper mattress. Casper has a little bit of latex in it. Notice it says polyurethane foam 52%, viscoelastic polyurethane foam 26%, latex foam 22%. So less than a quarter of the mattress is latex, which by the way, the latex in all likelihood is synthetic blended latex. I don't know that, so don't hold me to it. But anyway, most of this mattress is polyurethane, correct? Notice the fine print of the warranty. This limited warranty does not cover the following: a normal increase in softness of the foam pressure relieving material, which does not affect the pressure relieving qualities of the mattress. Same thing as the Nectar. Next one is Puffy Mattress. Notice the law label says viscoelastic polyurethane foam 41%, polyurethane foam 58%, it's 100% polyurethane foam. Plastic junk. Notice it says, now don't get me wrong, polyurethane has its uses, it just doesn't make a good mattress. Exclusions from the warranty include, but not limited to, normal wear and tear, indents, sagging, body indentions less than 1.5 inches deep, personal opinions or preferences regarding the softness, firmness, or attributes of the mattress. In other words, if it softens, don't call them up and complain, it's not covered. Tuft and Needle. Notice it says here, you kind of can see at the very top of this, polyurethane foam pad, 100%. And the Tuft and Needle warranty says, this warranty, what is not covered by this warranty does not cover changes to your mattress that are caused by or result from normal wear and use. Okay? What's normal wear and use? Oh, when you call and complain it's softening, they're going to say that's just normal wear and use. Here is a Helix mattress. CertiPure. Remember I mentioned CertiPure? Certifying that the polyurethane foam itself is nice and pure. That's a purity of the foam, not the whole mattress. Anyway, it says CertiPure polyurethane foam 66%, CertiPure polyurethane visco foam with gel 34%, 100%. Notice the fine print. Helix, this limited warranty does not cover the following: a normal increase in softness of the foam pressure relieving material, which does not affect the pressure relieving qualities of the mattress. They're just copying each other, and there's 100 companies out there copying each other with cheap plastic foam. Next one is a Mera Sleep, 53% polyurethane foam and 47% viscoelastic memory foam. A Mera Sleep mattress. This warranty does not include a normal increase in softness of the mattress material or decrease in the recovery characteristics of the foam. In other words, it doesn't come back to its original shape. That's not covered. The very thing that's going to go wrong with the mattress is not covered in the fine print of the warranty. Lisa. Notice it says here polyurethane foam, 100%. 100% plastic, folks. Notice the warranty says a normal increase in softness of the memory foam, which is normal and does not affect the pressure relieving material, is not covered. Ghost Bed polyurethane foam pad, 54%. Viscoelastic polyurethane foam, 29%. Latex foam, 17%. So it's got a little bit of latex, about an inch, inch and a half on top of it. This limited warranty does not cover, bold letters, does not cover any normal increase or decrease in the feel or any normal increase or decrease in the recovery feature of the ghost bed material, neither of which affect the performance or pressure relieving qualities of the mattress. Not covered. Sorry. Tough toenails. Lull mattress, polyurethane foam 85%, gel infused viscoelastic foam 15%. Notice the fine print of the warranty. Normal wear and tear, personal opinions or preferences regarding softness or firmness or attributes of the mattress. These are exclusions. They're excluded. Sorry, tough. Bear mattress. 100% polyurethane foam on the Lull label there. This warranty does not cover normal increase and decrease in the feel or any normal decrease in the recovery feature of the Bear mattress membrane foam material, neither of which affect the pressure relieving qualities of the mattress. They're identical to everybody else. Purple. Now purple is a little bit unique. Purple does feel very unique and very good. I think there's one other company that's doing something similar to purple. This gel stuff that you put on top can give great pressure relieving. It does have great pressure relieving properties, but they put that gel on top of cheap polyurethane foam. I don't have a law label off one of the mattresses, but notice it says localized firmness changes are normal and not covered under warranty. In other words, if it's getting softer where you lay, tough, it's not covered. Now I hope I've expressed to you, you have to understand how these companies work. All of these companies obviously know that if you're going to order it online without trying it, they at least got to give you a in-home trial. You can try it for 100 days or 101 days or 99 days or something like that. If you don't like it, they want you to donate it to a nonprofit. And you send them the paperwork showing you donated to a nonprofit. That means they can write it off and they give you your money back. Well, how can they take a loss on a mattress? Well, this is how it works. You know, all these companies have different prices, obviously, and that's going to depend on how thick the mattress is and whether or not it's got a little bit of latex in it or not any latex in it at all. They'll range anywhere from $800 to $1,500 in a queen, okay? Let's go with $1,000. On average, these plastic foam mattresses cost $100 to make, and they sell it to you for $1,000. So the profit margin is huge. Plus, they do not have overhead like a retail store. So they can ship it to you in a box. You know, if 25% of their customers donate it, they write it off. The 75% of their customers that keep it past 100 days, they've made so much profit on that margin that it makes up for the mattresses that get sent back. That's how they make their money. The problem to you, the consumer, is that those mattresses only support for a year or two before you throw them away because they've gotten so soft. And by the way, the internet is covered up with mattress review websites and videos. Trust me, if you've done any mattress research, you're on the internet, you're going to all of a sudden see all these ads. You're going to see videos on YouTube. Now, these review websites are paid by the very companies they're reviewing. They're fake. They're purely fake. You see these videos, and this couple gets their mattress in, they unbox it, and they unroll it. Look how easy that was. And they lay on it. Oh, this is wonderful. These people doing these videos are being paid by the company they're reviewing. It's all fake. They try to convince you, the consumer, that this is the greatest thing in the world. And there's no risk because you can, if you don't like it, you can donate it and get your money back. You got a whole 100 days. They're playing a statistical game in which the consumer loses and the companies win because they know that you don't read the fine print of the warranty. You probably wouldn't understand it if you did. And when you call and complain, sorry, not covered. See how it works? Now, you may be thinking, man, this is great. Lee has just prevented me from buying one of those online mattresses. I'll go to my reputable local furniture mattress store and get me a big brand name mattress. I know. I started out selling the big brand name mattresses, and I'm going to now show you the marketing gimmicks that they pull off. Now, let me grab this real quick. This is a demo unit. that was given to me when I used to sell these mattresses. This is Spring Air. Spring Air at the time was the fourth largest manufacturer in the United States. And it didn't take me very long to find out this is also a poor quality product. Let me show you some of this real quick. This little demo unit, on the inside is this little thing here. Notice it says the Never Turn mattress. Now what they did here was they now make mattresses you no longer have to turn over. Now this is, we're kind of going back 15 years ago. I don't know if they still do this stuff or not, but just kind of show you the marketing gimmicks, making you more and more aware. So if you're looking for mattresses, you know what to be aware of. The Never Turn mattresses, you no longer have to flip it over. Well, the truth is you couldn't flip it over if you wanted to. There's no upholstery on the bottom side. What they did was they took the expense of putting the upholstery on the bottom side out, and then they market it to you as if they made you a superior product. You no longer have to turn it over. Well, now they made you half a mattress. This is marketing. See, they make you an inferior product and spin it to you as if they made you a superior product. Now, the manufacturer's rep of the Spring Air told me, he goes, well, no, what we did was we put higher grade materials in the one half. So we took the expense of the material on the other side and put double the quality of materials on the top side. That's basically what he tried to tell me. But after selling these mattresses for 2 years, I can tell you, they didn't put better materials on the top half. They got the price down and the quality down and convinced you they made you a better product. Okay, you see how that works? Another thing here, it says here, foam encased wireless edge. Now what that's referring to is this foam right here. Now this is your spring unit, and you got a 3-inch foam border goes around the outside edge. And it basically says it's firmed up the edge. Now I've already proven to you, and this is polyurethane. I've already proven to you that polyurethane foam softens with use. So if you sit on the edge of this bed every morning and get dressed, put your shoes on, what have you, you're going to soften that foam, and it's not going to be a firm sitting edge anymore. I mean, when you go in the mattress store and try it out and you sit on it, look how firm it is. The slick salesman tells you, well, that's great, isn't it? Yeah, it does have a nice, good, firm sitting edge. I sold one of these mattresses to a lady that was elderly. She was on oxygen. She, of course, as you can imagine, very immobile. She sat on the edge, corner, bottom edge of her mattress every morning. 8 months. She called me up and complained the mattress just collapsed when you sit on it. And sure enough, you could go up to the head of the bed where she wasn't sitting and was still nice and firm. But sitting on the edge of the bed every 8 months, she softened the foam so substantially. So it begs the question, what's the real reason they put the foam there? Was it to give it a firm sitting edge, or was it some other reason? They've reduced the amount of springs they put in it by 18% by putting this cheap foam border around it. Then they convince you they made you a better product. No, they made you a cheaper product. Okay? This is the big brand manufacturers. Now, gel infused, memory foam mattresses are got a reputation of being hot. So manufacturers try to come up with new ways of making the memory foam cooler. They still want to sell you memory foam because it feels good, and quite frankly, it's real inexpensive. Now, when I used to deal with Restonic, and Restonic was a large mattress manufacturer, and I was on real good terms with the manufacturer's rep. Now, that manufacturer's rep is now the sales manager or something like that for the whole corporation. But I still on good terms with him, and I called him up to ask him some questions because, the business goes up and down. Sometimes you're busy, sometimes you're kind of slow. And I was in a slow period, and I called him up, and I'm just curious, am I in a slow period because I'm doing something wrong with advertising, or is the whole industry? So I figured I'd talk to Mark, and I said, hey, Mark, how's business? Is it busy for y'all, or are y'all slow? He says, well, we're doing really, really good. We got a lot going on. We got a lot of new products doing really well for us, so we're doing real good. And I said, what's doing well? He said, well, we got this new gel-infused foam that's supposed to be a lot cooler, and it's selling really well for us. And I was like, come on, Mark, I've known you for a long time. Give me the lowdown on it. What's the deal with the gel-infused foam? Because, well, it's just the marketing. It's just something to talk about. That's how he said it. Something to talk about. In other words, it's marketing. Never turn. Oh, yeah, something to talk about. Foam encased. Yeah, something to talk about. Gel-infused foam. Yeah. Oh, it's marketing garbage. They're selling you. Listen, they're peeing on you and telling you it's raining. That's what marketing in the mattress industry is. It's garbage. And this is just examples of it. Now, along the lines, I began to learn what quality is. You know, because when I sell mattresses, especially when I first got started, when I sold it, I would get off work at 6 o'clock and go deliver it. I'd deliver it myself. And occasionally I run across somebody that had a latex mattress. Latex is completely different. Latex is the sap of a tree. It's not plastic foam, dirt cheap polyurethane plastic. It's the sap of a tree. They cut the bark off the side of these rubber trees and it drips into a little cup, kind of like a maple syrup out of a sugar maple tree. They get a little cup of sap every day out of a mature tree. I can imagine how many cups a day it takes to make a whole mattress. But let me show you how long they last. Now what's interesting about this is I learned that the memory foam wasn't no good, so I moved it all out. I was learning that latex was durable, so I brought latex in, made by Restonic. I had to learn everything I'm teaching you had to learn the hard way. And I had to learn the hard way. These latex mattresses are not the same as the latex mattresses that were made 30 and 40 years ago. But anyway, when I would deliver a used mattress and haul off a used one, occasionally I'd run across a latex mattress. And so I started documenting how long these latex mattresses last. Now the reason I documented is a story in and of itself. I started selling big brand name latex, thinking that I've got a much better product than that stupid memory foam. A man pulled into my parking lot, and when I saw him get out of his truck, I thought, man, I better not sell him anything but latex because he's going to destroy anything else that's got plastic foam in it. So when he came in the store, I said, what you looking for? I said, I'm looking for the cheapest mattress you got. Now, typically when people tell you that, they're looking for something for the spare bedroom or for something for a small child. So I took him over to the cheap stuff that I had at the time. I said, what size you need? He goes, I need a king. I'm thinking, you know, most times people want a king, it's for themselves. They don't put kings in the spare bedroom. I said, is this for you? He said, yes. Man, we're going in the wrong direction because this guy's going to cuss me. I mean, I've sold enough of these things. This man's going to be mad at me because this mattress gave out under him within a year. So I said, very gingerly, I said, sir, may I be very frank with you? He said, by all means. I said, I sell a lot of mattresses. I can tell you what the performances are. I said, you're bigger than average, as you know. The mattress you're looking at is not going to last a year under your weight. He said, I know. I'll buy a new mattress every year. He goes, I've bought expensive mattresses. I've bought cheap mattresses. The expensive ones last no longer than cheap ones. So I've resigned myself to buying a new mattress every year. That's what he said to me. And I said, I understand exactly what you're talking about. I've sold this stuff. Most mattresses made of plastic foam. They don't last. The heavier you are, the quicker they soften. Like the guy that bought that one wore it out in a year. The woman sitting on the edge of that foam encased mattress wore it out in 8 months. I said, you need latex. I had no way to prove to him that latex would hold him up. So since I met him, and I didn't sell him anything, I was not able to convince him without evidence that latex is durable. So since I met him, I started documenting it. Okay? When I deliver mattresses I sell, I hold off the used mattress. Occasionally I run across somebody that has a latex mattress. Now this is the very first one I documented. I pulled the law label off this mattress as I took it out of her house. I turned to the woman. I said, do you know how long you've had? Notice it says here, all new material consisting of latex rubber foam, made by Sears, Roebuck and Company. Ma'am, how long do you think you've had this? She and her husband discussed it for a minute. She goes, I'm pretty sure we bought that in 1969. I said, would you write me a testimonial that you slept on that mattress for 41 years? And she did. And she says she bought it in 1965, 41 years. This is the durability of latex, real rubber versus plastic. I'm going to talk a whole lot about latex in a minute because there's still more to learn, but let me go through these. The next one I picked up was another Sears. This one didn't have a law label on it, so I just took the little corner tag off of it. Notice it says 5-inch thick foam latex mattress. Ma'am, how long do you think you've had this mattress? She says, well, I bought it about the time my son was born. He's 35 now, so she's claiming she had this 35 years. This one, when I picked it up, I didn't get a testimonial from the customer, but the law label says latex rubber foam, Englander company. But the price tag was stitched into the corner tag on the mattress, sewn into the corner tag. Notice it says $79.75. I mean, 75, that's back when every quarter mattered, right? This is a 50-year-old mattress. And these people had these mattresses this long. And you got to understand, the only reason they're replacing them is because they're heavily soiled or the fabric is worn out. It's not because the mattress is giving out. They keep sleep. You know, you typically don't go buy a new mattress if the one you've got sleeps well. You go buy a new mattress when the one you got doesn't sleep well, right? That's why the online-only mattress company works so well. I mean, you're looking for a new mattress, right? Well, when you get one of those online-only foam mattresses, they're going to sleep real good for the first year. And you're going to sleep on it past 100 days. This is great because it's a lot better than what you had, right? And then they make money in the fact that they just sold you a super duper cheap garbage plastic foam mattress. They made so much money on the margin. Got several testimonials here as well. This is written by Dot Poindexter. She wrote me in 2007. 1952, my husband and I purchased our first Englander foam rubber mattress. We replaced this mattress 39 years later. It was still in excellent condition. There were no indentations. In other words, it had no body impressions, and it's still as firm as the day we bought it, so it hadn't softened. John Seitz wrote me in 2010. We moved into our house in February '69. We bought a king-size latex mattress from Sears. It's been a very comfortable mattress for 41 years. The average is 41. I've heard of a couple of these. Most people don't keep it quite that long, but I did hear of a couple of people having their mattress 50 years. I finally got a testimonial. Sid Dickinson wrote me. Notice at the top of the email it says Saturday, May 4th, 2013. And then near the bottom of her email it says, I don't have too much money, but still been sleeping on a very comfortable latex mattress since 1963. That's 50 years. This is the durability of rubber versus the durability of plastic. Now, there is differences in rubber. If it's the sap of a tree and nothing but the sap of a tree, it will last. As you can imagine, the goal is to try to get expenses out, and there are companies, man has invented, of course, synthetic latex. And a majority of these companies that are selling synthetic latex, which, by the way, synthetic latex is styrene butadiene. It's a styrene. It's a petrochemical product, a molecular structure that mimics latex, but it's not the same. They will advertise that it's natural latex. Well, it does have natural in it. It's blended. It's typically 30% the sap of a tree and 70% styrene butadiene, and they all say it's natural latex because it's got natural in it. You want nothing but the pure 100% sap of a rubber tree and no synthetics. Synthetic latex does not last as long as the natural. All of these old mattresses that were 40 and 50 years old were nothing but the sap of a tree. So what I did was, I sold the memory foam, got rid of it. Sold the big brand name stuff, got rid of it, doesn't last. So what I decided to do was, as the old saying goes, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. So I did a little homework into producing my own mattresses. And I started producing an all latex mattress. And of course, 8 months after I started producing my own latex mattress, that's when the fire retardant regulations went into effect. And that's how I learned about the fire retardant chemicals in mattresses. But the mattress is required to be flame retardant. How am I going to make my mattress flame retardant? Well, fortunately, there was a loophole in the Consumer Product Safety Commission regulation that said if a doctor prescribes chemical free, then it's legal for me to sell you one that doesn't meet the flame standard. So for several years, many years after producing my own latex mattress, I was faxing a prescription form to my customers, my customers' doctors, hoping that the doctor would sign it and fax it back. Sometimes the customer would be willing to take the prescription to the doctor, but as you can imagine, as my business grew, I was having more and more customers that either didn't have a doctor or the doctor wouldn't sign it, and that kind of thing. There's got to be another way to do this. You know, this is ridiculous that the government has to regulate everything we do. And in fact, to me, it's a little interesting that they have such a loophole. It's as if they're admitting, yes, we know the mattresses are toxic, and we know there's going to be some people that can't sleep in it, so therefore we're going to give you a loophole. Well, to me, that says that they already know it's chemicals in it, and the chemicals could be harmful. I mean, if there's no way in the world the chemicals were harmful, why would they need a prescription at all? A prescription loophole at all? But they did. See, they don't even realize that sometimes their little regulations exposes their foolhardy ideas of what they're trying to do. They're not trying to make mattresses flame retardant, because you got to understand, you know, the mattress manufacturers. I mean, the Consumer Product Safety Commission claims by making the mattress flame retardant, it gives you more time to get out of your house in case of a fire. But you got to understand, most fires don't start in the bedroom. They start at a heat source or a electrical source that may be in the basement, maybe in the kitchen, living room. Once it spreads to the mattress, you're dead by the smoke. The smoke's what kills people, not the flames themselves. So by the time the fire spreads through your house and gets to your mattress, the mattress being flame-proof is not going to give you more time to get out of the house. You're going to be already dead. And what good is a flame-proof mattress if the sheets and blankets still burn, right? The whole regulation makes no sense. But I knew I had to still be compliant, so I started producing my own mattresses and getting prescriptions. Now let me teach you a little bit about latex and teach you what I'm doing. Okay? Now this is latex here. Let me bring this up front. This is latex here. This is the sap of a tree. I only deal with real sap of a tree rubber, no synthetic blend. Mine also, the latex that I use is certified organic. It's the global organic latex standard, standardized, certified organic. That way you know beyond the shadow of a doubt what you're getting from me is pure rubber, not a synthetic blend. Okay? Now, the way my mattresses are made, they're 3-inch layers. Each one of these is a 3-inch layer of latex. Put 3-inch layers together, you got a 9-inch mattress. And I was making a cover to encase it. You zip it on, and you got you a complete mattress. And the prescription was so that I didn't have to make the covers with fire retardancy. Well, it dawned on me one day. I was like, you know, you're putting the mattress together when you get it anyway. Why don't I just sell you materials? And so I invented the buildyourownmattress.com website. So I no longer sell you a mattress, I sell you materials to make your own mattress. See the simplicity of dancing around these stupid regulations? Now, and it also gives you the option to pick your layers and get the firmness you want. So not only do you avoid idiotic government regulations, you get exactly what you want in a mattress. And for me, you get nothing but pure sap of a tree. Now, if you go to my website, buildyourownmattress.com, I offer recommendations. The arrangement of these layers, arrangement recommendation 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have been doing this now for 12, 13 years, making my own mattresses and doing these arrangements. You can get it in one of 4, and that satisfies the overwhelming majority of my customers. So if you want to buy something from me, you want an AR1, AR2, AR3, or AR4, or you can buy individual layers. Enter into the cart in the website or come to one of my retail stores and we'll arrange it to where you like it. Now these layers come in 6 different firmnesses. Ultra firm, medium, soft, soft, and ultra soft. Now the AR1, which is something I've put together, designed myself, because the goal is to sleep flat. You get 2 bottom layers in the AR1 are a medium soft. The top layer is ultra soft. Now you're talking about a very soft mattress. Typically I sell those to people that suffer from fibromyalgia, people that don't weigh very much, you know, somewhere around 110 pounds and like a soft mattress. It's my least popular seller is the AR1. The most popular seller is the step up. It's the AR2. It's 2 medium layers and a top layer of soft. Gives you 2 medium support layers, keeps you flat. Top layer being soft gives you pressure point relief. AR3 are for people that weigh a little bit more, maybe in the 200, maybe a little over 200 range. Now this is just generality, so you get an idea. 2 bottom layers of medium firm, a top layer of medium soft. The 2 bottom layers, just like the AR2, give you good support. A little more support if you're heavier. Top layer is a little soft for pressure point relief. Then there's the AR4, 2 bottom layers of ultra firm, a top layer of medium firm. For the people that like firm, or people that weigh in excess of 250 pounds, 300 pounds. The more someone weighs, the softer the foam will feel, so the more you weigh, you're going to lean towards a firmer end. The less you weigh, you're going to lean towards the softer end. As you can imagine, most of my customers buy the 2 in the middle, the AR2, the AR3. You can arrange it and buy it the way you want it. Any combinations, ultra firm, medium soft, medium firm, medium ultra soft. You can arrange it whatever you want. Personally, I recommend sticking with one of the 4 ARs. Just match it to the firmness you need. And then you buy a cover. Now this is a finished product, by the way. This is the mattress here. This is a finished product. This is the 3 layers inside of a stretch knit fabric. This is a stretch knit cotton. It's not 100% cotton. It is a blended polyester and cotton, but it's a stretch knit, and the stretchiness allows the foam to mold to the contours of your body, maximizes support and molding to your body to give you the right body and back support. Latex is quick recovery, so you squeeze it, it bounces right back. Unlike memory foam is a slow recovery foam. You squeeze it, it comes back real slow. Latex is easier to turn over in. One of the complaints you get out of memory foam is you got to pick yourself up out of the mold to turn over and slowly form a new mold. Latex is instant recovery, just turn over. As you can see, latex has holes in it. All latex has holes in it. It's molded, it's poured into a mold. It's a liquid sap of a tree. It does have 3%, 2 to 3% other ingredients to cause it to form into foam when you bake it. All latex has holes in it. Those holes allow it to breathe. So unlike memory foam, which is a closed cell foam, it cannot breathe. Latex is an open cell foam, plus it has holes, so it's much cooler. So if you tend to be hot, latex is going to satisfy you well, easier to turn over in. Most people will like the feel of latex over memory foam all day long. Everybody pushes memory foam because it's cheap. No fire retardant chemicals, because you're not buying a mattress from me, you're buying layers. You're buying materials, not a mattress. No regulation on a piece of foam. Okay, no regulation on a fabric zip-on cover. When you get it, you layer the 3 layers together, zip the cover on it. Now, when you buy one of these, we do send you an assembly video that shows you how to put the mattress together. Pretty good idea to watch that video. Few little steps make it a little bit easier. The most overwhelmingly success story has been what I produced myself. I went back to what these companies did when they had all latex mattresses. They'll last decades and you won't get sick. I think I've covered everything. This is my mattress education video. I can't thank you enough for watching. If you're interested in one of our beds, if you're interested in building yourself a bed, give me a call. We have a 855 number, toll-free number 855-502-8453. Go to our website, buildyourownmattress.com. When you log in, you can pick the pieces you want and build your own. You're going to need 3 pieces of foam and a cover. That completes a bed. You can come and see one of our 3 retail locations. We have one in Roanoke, Virginia, one in Raleigh, one in Richmond, Virginia, and one in Raleigh, North Carolina. Please come visit us if you're near one of those. Listen, I've had a man drive from Canada to Roanoke to see my mattress. He bought one, was very happy. I've had a man drive from Indiana to Roanoke, Virginia, bought the mattress, wrote me 2 positive testimonials. I've had, I think, 3 people drive from Indiana. Numerous people drive from, of course, North Carolina, close states, Tennessee, and stuff like that. So if you can make the trip, I highly recommend it, coming to one of our showrooms. If not, we will drop ship one of these. We do roll and compress this and put it in a small box. So you can say this is a mattress in a box. When it comes out of the box, it instantly recovers. You layer them together, zip the cover over it, and you've got a complete bed. No chemicals, no cheap polyurethane foams, no marketing gimmicks, no rip-offs. Do we offer a 100-day in-home trial? Now, I mentioned this before. Companies that offer in-home trials, their mattresses are cheap enough they can afford to have losses on them. Latex is very expensive. I can't take it back. I can't resell it, and I can't take a loss on it. It's too expensive. So how we offer it is, we give you 60 days to determine if you like the firmness you chose, the arrangement you chose. Whether you picked your own layers or you went with one of our AR recommendations, our arrangement recommendations, if you go with one of those, you've got 60 days to determine if you like the firmness. If you decide you want to firm it up a little bit, you can buy a new top layer, since that's the most immediate layer that you feel. A little firmer, a little softer, or a lot firmer, a lot softer. Determine which way you want to go. You can get that layer for half the normal price, and you don't have to ship anything back to us. This is how we handle customer satisfaction, making sure you're happy. I can't take the mattress back. It's too much of a loss, and I can't resell a used mattress. I hope this makes sense. Now, let's say you get an ultra foam, medium firm. It's a touch too firm. Take the medium firm out. Put a soft. Now you got two ultra firms and a soft. You might go, man, it's still not firm enough. Okay, instead of the medium firm, take the medium firm off, replace the middle layer. Take that out, ultra firm, shift your medium firm down, get you a ultra soft. Now it's a whole lot softer, and you only had to buy one layer, and that layer was half price in the first 60 days. This is how we try to make our customers happy. Likewise, if you needed to go firmer, let's say you got the two ultra firms and a medium firm. I really like firm, and this is just not quite firm enough. Okay, you buy another ultra firm, and it gets firmer. So you have some options. There are a few companies out there that'll say, "Oh, well, look, you get you an ultra firm, medium soft, and if you don't like it, just rearrange it." Or just, you don't have to do anything. You just turn it over and you got a new firmness. Okay, let me warn you against that. You don't want to put firm latex on top of soft. You're going to get a hammock effect. Ultimately, you want to, the reason I designed the ARs is two bottom layers are firmer than the top layer. These give you your support layer. The top layer gives you pressure point relief. So you always want to stack it firmer up to soft. Never soft, medium, and firm on top. You're going to get a hammock effect. I'm just trying to give you good advice on how to do your mattress. You want back supports. You don't want to do anything that's going to cause you to sleep in a curve. You want to sleep perfectly flat. Anyway, hope this makes sense. Go to our website, buildyourownmattress.com. The addresses to our retail locations are on the website. Lots of more information, supporting information that was in this video. The testimonials are on my website. Tons of testimonials on my website. Can't thank you enough for watching. I hope I haven't forgotten anything, but if you have any questions, give us a call. When you call, one of our salesmen will help you, and they are tremendous. They are very good at making recommendations and setting you up for the right arrangement for you. Thank you so much for watching.